Hello, everyone. It is Sunday, July 8th, in the year of our Lord 2012. How are all you doing out there? I am doing awesome as always, wicked awesome. Had a great time tonight watching UFC 148 with my man Wally Fortier over at Cabo's Bar, big pool hall slash bar out here in Texas, where man and the Bulls run scared. And dude, the eye candy, amazing. If I was single, I wouldn't be right now. But luckily, I am happily married to the greatest woman in the world, my beloved Farah, my love goddess, love of my life, and definitely, thank God, my wife. Folks, telling you though, Cabo's gotta go out there. Amazing. If you're single, especially if you're single and you're a man or you're a woman that likes chicks, get your ass out there. And you know what's cool, but sucks at the same time? Almost had a killer cat fight tonight. After watching all the UFC events, chicks were getting drunk, almost had a cat fight, and people broke it up. Dude, seriously, who breaks up a cat fight? Let the chicks go at it, for God's sakes, alright? Never, ever, ever break up a lady fight. Ever, 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 ever. That's just dumb. Dumber than a second coat of paint, as the late great George Carlin would say. Alright, how about my sponsors? My beloved friend Crystal Lloyd Dozani, of course, with her KJ Lloyd Organo Gold Coffee. If you look, we got www.kjlloyd.organogold.com. Phenomenal coffee, energize you, start the day off right. And then my man Wally, who I was hanging out with earlier tonight, WASPA, Wally's Aluminum Shaping Process. Facebook.com/WASPAA. Facebook.com/WASPA. And whatever you want made, whatever kind of art, he will make it. Aluminum style. Phenomenal. His artwork is incredible. You will see soon enough. I promise you it will be on the show eventually. You'll see. You will not believe it. You'll be blown away. That is one of his designs right there. The Wasp. Phenomenal stuff. Lots of skills with these two. Great coffee. Great art. And Crystal, by the way, is also a poet. And she's also the next Betty Page. Phenomenal 40s, 50s pinup girl. Amazing, amazing folks right there. All right. Now, before I even get to the birthdays, I am parched. Beer of the day. Deschutes Brewery. Brewery? Got my mind in the gutter, don't I? Deschutes Brewery Black Butte Porter. 5.2%, which means a good average strength beer. Bend, Oregon. Good stuff. Good dark beer. Always pop it properly with a lighter. Pour properly. 45-degree angle minimum. Just a nice, smooth pouring process, my friends. A little headier than usual, but that's okay. Cheers and beers to all of you. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal stuff right there. And as Deschutes always says, bravely done. Most excellent indeed. Alright, time for some birthdays. Starting right off with a milestone birthday. My friend Nancy Gaffney. Year ahead of me in school. I've known her since 1979. Happy birthday to you, Nancy. Hope you're doing well. Love to hear from you. Awesome friend, awesome lady. And my brother and I, very close friends with her brother B. B. Gaffney. We miss you. We love you, brother. Sadly, we lost him in 2005, 31 years old. Much too young to die. Much, much, much too young. And if I'm not mistaken, 3 days before Christmas. Ugh. But Nancy, hope you're doing well. Miss all the good times we had growing up. And you've always been way cool, so drop a line, let me know what you think of the show, huh? Next on the list, my dear friend Nickie Lawrence. Happy birthday to you. Hope you're doing well. Worked with your awesome husband Jonathan in jolly old England. From what I can gather, you guys are doing great. Lovely family. And Jonathan, great guy, way cool. Quiet, but boy, when he gets talking, he's almost like me. Almost. Not many can out-talk me, though. But Jonathan, you're a great man, a great friend. And Nickie, total sweetheart. You guys are awesome. Miss the hell out of you. Next on the list, my man Rob Seaberg, or as I always like to call him, Rob Seaberger. Why? Why not? Because that's what I do. I love butchering people's names on purpose. But Rob, a great man indeed, a great friend. Crew Dog! AR! Crew Dog with a brain. That's what AR is. Rob, hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I missed working with you in jolly old England. Definitely an awesome guy. Cheers and beers to you, brother. Another guy I worked with in jolly old England, and if I'm not mistaken, a bubble chasing badass. Well, he's definitely a badass. Now, my man Brad Austin, born exact same month, day, and year as my friend Rob Seaberg. How about them apples? You two are the same age. You were in the hospital at the same time. Hell, you may have been popping out of the uterus at the same time for all I know. But, Brad, hope you're doing well, brother. Never forget you let me use your truck a couple times for moving stuff. Much appreciated. Couldn't help it. Always had to leave that $20 bill under the seat because that's, dude, you're going to help me, I'm going to help you. That's what friends do. You take care of me, I take care of you. If not, should have never been born. And karma's a bitch and will bite you in the ass. Period. End of story. But Brad, you're a great man, great friend. Don't hear from you much. I don't think you get on the old Facebook much, but hopefully you get on. Check out the show and hope you enjoy it because I miss you, bud. All right, next on the list. Here's a guy I hung out with in Bible camp. Badass cop I hung out with in jolly old England. Hardcore dude, man. This guy ain't no joke. My man Todd Groth. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. I know you get on Facebook about it as often as the Cubs win a World Series, which is like hardly ever. Ugh. But Todd, if you get on, drop a line to this guy. I know you'll never forget me. That wicked awesome guy, right? That's right. But Todd, cheers and beers to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And hope you're taking care of people. Be good to people. That's what I do. If you treat people right, they'll treat you right. If not, they should have never been born. So, are you still living in jolly old England? Haven't heard from you since Truman won the administration. Feels like it's been that long. Shit, you remember that, don't you? Alright, I'm busting your chops a little there, Todd. You ain't that old. Hell, I'm not far behind you anyway, and I'd rather be old than dead, so there you go. Next on the list, my dear friend Jessica Duke. Jessica Rakes Duke. Happy birthday to you, sweetie. Hope you're doing well. Worked with your hubs. I know, former hubs. Hey, you guys are still friends today, thankfully. But it happens. My ex-wife, her and I are very good friends to this day. So, Jessica, hope you're doing well. Haven't heard from you in a while. Love to hear from you. Drop a line, say, what's up? And pleasure hanging out with you. Always just a totally cool, very nice lady. Total sweetheart. Beautiful girl. And always smiling. That's cool. You gotta smile. Of course, hey, if you smile and your mouth looks like if you smile and it looks like a mouthful of dice, then keep the mouth closed. What do I mean by that? It means when you got a half a set of teeth. No, Jessica does not have a half a set of teeth. She has a full set of teeth. Thank God for that. I'm just merely mentioning, if you smile and it looks like a mouthful of dice, please keep your mouth closed. Be smart. Think about it, alright? And finally, how about a happy birthday to my friend Damion Childs. Now here's a guy, one of the quietest guys I've known. Just a good man, a good person, good friend. I remember him and his brother Donald always, later on Donald, they'd always be on the bus going to elementary school. My brother and I never had to take the bus, but I've known Donald since he was in kindergarten. Donald, I've known you for 30 years, man, and hope you're doing well. I know you don't get on the old Facebook much, but hopefully you catch the show. Hopefully you remember me. Hopefully you remember me because I was the guy that, I memorized everybody's birthdays in elementary school and high school because I was silly like that. Still am. Still do that stuff today. Hey, if you got gifts, utilize them. Everybody has special gifts. Mine happens to be number spelling and useless trivia, especially sports trivia. Good like that. But Damion, drop me a line and hope you enjoy the show. Love to hear from you, my friend. Definitely a great man. I always looked up to you. A good young man. All right. How about some additional shout outs? And for these 3 shout outs, it's all about the T-Tail Mafia, baby. T-Tail Mafia, the best ever. The 141, the best ever. Starlifter, baby. Love it. Best airplane that ever lived. My personal favorite, 612776. Second 141 built. Number 1 was 612775. A museum piece and a great plane indeed. And my man, Dave Howell, DCC, dedicated crew dog. The boss of the plane. Big Dave Howell. A man that's worked on that very airplane longer than I've been alive. And I was born June 27, 1973. That's right. Or was I invented? Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But Dave, big cheers and beers to you, my friend. Great chatting with you recently. And from what I can tell, you're definitely doing well. Sure sounds like it. Earned your way to the top. You deserve it. And you have been a true inspiration to a lot of us who always needed it. Everybody needs inspiring. And Dave, thank you so much for your infinite wisdom and teaching me a lot of things and helped me grow up to become a good man. And I like to consider myself a good man. I certainly try. It's all about taking care of people, I keep preaching it every day. It's what I do. You got to look in the good in everybody, or at least try to. And always live life positively. Lord knows I do. So Dave, thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. And no, I haven't gotten that old looking yet. I know I don't take these off often, but take them off for special occasions. And you're an awesome guy, Dave. So thank you, my friend. You know what else is awesome? The Red Sox finally beat the Skanks. Yeah, the Yankees. Take that, CJ and Jay. That'd be my friends CJ Clemens and Jason Ayala, the 2 diehard Yankee fan friends of mine. And they are good friends of mine, and they are true diehard Yankee fans. And we're always dishing it back and forth. Well, hey, Jay and CJ, take that broom and shove it up your ass because we ain't getting swept, brother. Period. End of story. There you have it. How about a shout out to my man John Tomasic, crew dog that I worked with in jolly old Japan. And I know he worked in Washington, living in Texas, from Oklahoma, northern Texas. Just kidding. I know. Hey, don't worry. I always say Texas is just southern Oklahoma anyway. And I got nothing against OU. Hell, I like Oklahoma University. I'll take them over the hook 'em horns any day of the week and twice on Sunday. All right? I may be living in Texas, but doesn't mean I'm a Longhorns fan. Hell, I'm a Boston College fan. Represent the home. That's what I do. But John, big shout out to you. You heard me talking about my friend Dave. Dude, this guy, a true 141 god. And John, people like that you want to talk to. I'm telling you right now. John, you definitely know your 141s as well. You and I lived, breathed, and died them. We loved them. And we miss them. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. A great man indeed and a great friend. And we got to get together sometime because you're only 4 hours away from me. So one of these times we're going to get together, drink some good beer, and talk about that great Starlifter. The greatest airframe that ever lived. And finally, how about a shout out to my man Steve Russell, living in Hawaii, worked with him in jolly old England. Crew dog! Worked the greatest airframe that ever lived. Squeeze me. T-Tail Mafia. Well, Steve, or as you like to call me, so I'm going to call it to you, yo, Snapper. Let me tell you something, brother. Why do your Orioles break your heart like they do every year? Why? Again, they started out so strong, and yet they're going down like a good woman. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Going down in flames. Your Orioles, they're almost making my Red Sox look good, and I'm pissed off about my Red Sox. I really am. This year's been a bad year for my Sox. 43 and 42, okay? But you know what? I never give up. And Steve, I got to give you credit where credit's due. You never give up either. You're a true Orioles fan. Much respect to you. Much love to you. No homo. Can't do that. Not my style. God made women for me, for I am the love doctor. And that's the way I feel. Well, Steve, always a pleasure chatting with you, brother. And hope you're doing well. Love to hear from you. Cheers and beers to you. This show's flying, but we're having a lot of fun. How about some trivia? Did you know my hometown, Vineyard Haven, otherwise known as the town of Tisbury, officially, happy birthday to my town. 341 years old. Vineyard Haven on the island of Martha's Vineyard. July 8, 1671, it was incorporated along with another town on the island, Edgartown, or as I call it, Edgarville. July 8, 1671. That town was founded in 1642 by Thomas Mayhew. So technically, I guess the town's a little older than ours, but ours is better. I've always said VH, baby. Vineyard Haven, my town, and I'm damn proud to be a resident. I'm still a resident today and paying them damn taxes. Urgh. Anyway, think about this, folks. It only happens once every 100 years. But in 1990, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. What are you talking about, Dr. B? Simple. 12:34 and 56 seconds on July 8th of 90. There you go. On this day in 1982, managing the Oakland A's, that great manager, Billy Martin, 5-time manager of the Yankees, by the way. But I love the guy. Billy Martin was awesome. I love that man. Not in that way. Don't get excited. Billy Martin won his 1,000th game as Major League Manager. Pretty awesome gig. Hell of a manager indeed. On this day in 1981, Sandro Day O'Connor officially was nominated, officially was chosen as the first ever female Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Not Chief Justice, jeez. And 99-0 vote in the Senate. I'd like to know where that 100th senator was. Probably on leave, hanging out, doing whatever it was he was doing. On this day in 1932, 80 years ago today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, lowest point of the Depression. Check this out. Can you imagine if the Dow Jones Industrial Average was 41.22? That's what it was, July 8th, 1932. Yeah, we freak out if it gets around 8,000, okay? Now, on this day in 1909, the first minor league baseball game was actually played under lights. How about them apples? It sure was. In fact, ironically, on this day in 1900, the first baseball game ever was played under lights. Zanesville versus Grand Rapids. I want to say it's Zanesville, Ohio versus Grand Rapids, Michigan. First baseball game ever played at night under the lights. Pretty cool gig. Major Leagues didn't even get a night game until 1935. How about that? Crosley Field, Cincinnati Reds. All right. How about some quick celebrity birthdays? Oh, one more thing. Paris, France was founded on this day in 951 AD. It was probably found before then, but wasn't officially founded until 951. On this day in 1908, the great singer slash sax blasting badass rhythm and blues Louis Jordan was born 104 years ago today. Sadly, he died February 1975 at the age of 66. But the guy was incredible. Look him up. Louis Jordan. Louis Jordan. All right? Louis. On this day in 1970, singer, guitarist Beck was born. You hear that, Todd Groff? July 8th, 1970, Beck was born. Pretty cool, huh? Yep. You link to somebody famous. On this day in 1961, country music badass Toby Keith was born. A true American patriot and a pretty damn good country singer, too. Country music, not my gig, but I got a lot of respect for it. Especially like playing it backwards so I can get all my shit back. Like, my house, my mobile home, my truck, my wife, and especially my good hunting dog. Alright, on this day in 1958, actor Kevin Bacon was born. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Animal House, 1978. A classic. Alright, so enough trivia and good stuff like that and other famous birthdays. How about we get to the movie of the day? Or in this case, it's going to be a TV episode of the day. I have all 156 episodes of this show. 5 seasons long. Including... It had 138 half-hour episodes, 18 color, hour-long episodes, not color. Jesus, this show was never in color, unfortunately. Ran from 1959 to 64. I've got all 5 seasons, and it cost me $400 to get it. But I love the original Twilight Zone. One of my all-time favorite shows, if not my all-time favorite show, and I have all the episodes. And this one. We're going right off. The only episode that was recorded in 1958. Where is everybody? And it was shown originally October 2nd, 1959. And Earl Holliman starred in the episode. He's still alive today, 83, almost 84 years old. Starred as a man on the edge of hysteria in an oddly deserted town. Basically, despite the fact that it was completely empty, the town was completely empty, he was the only one around, he couldn't find anybody, but he had that strange feeling that he was being watched. And it turned out to be a experiment, basically. Air Force experiment. Pretty cool gig. A phenomenal show. It was Twilight Zone's pilot episode, not shown very often. So, episode number 1, October 2nd, 1959. Although it was the only episode of Twilight Zone that was actually filmed in 1958. Where is everybody? That one. There it is. Here's some info for you. Okay? And if you're interested in the Twilight Zone, please hit me up on the Facebook. Hit me up on YouTube. YouTube.com/RedBosox. That would be REDBOSOX. Facebook.com/REDBOSOX. Red Bosox. Hell, hit me up on beer. Ratebeer.com. That would be RATEBEER.com/RedBosox. Do a search for Red Bosox on Google. Okay? I'm all over it. I need to copyright the name Red Bosox. Why? Because I'm well known as Red Bosox. You do a Google search for Red Bosox, you will find over 1,500 entries, okay? I'm not kidding. My alter ego is more common for results than most people's name searches. Unless they got one of those really common names. Alright. Now, how about the song of the day? It is Sunday, so it's gospel time, folks. I know this has been a long episode, but I've already got a buzz because I was doing a fair amount of drinking earlier. And on top of that, a lot of stuff's going on. So, it's Sunday, it's gospel time, amen to that. And I'm bringing out a absolutely phenomenal gospel group. This song is called Never Turn Back by the Five Blind Boys of Mississippi, going all the way back to 1948 with the phenomenal lead singer Archie Brownlee. I've talked about him a bunch of times on my shows. Before James Brown, you had Archie Brownlee. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here you go. Never turn back. This is what vocal group harmony is all about. Now, Archie Brownlee sadly left us February 6, 1960, only 34 years old, born in 1925. Wait till you hear how powerful his lead vocal was. James Brown could sing like scream like nobody's business. But before you heard that, Before you had James Brown, you had Archie Brownlee screaming, baby. He truly was a trendsetter for soul music, and hell, for death metal too. Why? Because death metal has some good screams. Good mid-tempo song. I don't think I've actually listened to this song before. I haven't, but I got so much music. I've got half a terabyte's worth of music. I put all my music under my... Never interrupted Archie Brownlee's scream, ever. I put all my music under my external hard drive. Damn. That's power, baby. How often do you hear screaming like that in 1948? Pretty much never. I tell you folks, they don't make music like they used to. Wow. Amazing. He was only 22, 23 years old there. Suggestion. Listen to a song from 1952 called Will Jesus Be Waiting. That song, Archie truly goes into pretty much an epileptic scream. It's insane. Squeeze me. It's sad that he passed away so young, because I'll tell you what, if he had lasted longer, I guarantee a lot more people would be familiar with him. But that's why I do this show, folks. I bring out a good beer, bring out some good trivia, always give a shout out to my friends who are celebrating a birthday, drop some additional shout outs, bring out a movie or TV episode, something to view for the day, and then of course teach us about some good quality music, because they sure don't make things like they used to, my friends, and that's the way it is. You know what, folks? You know what time it is? It's time to make like a fetus and head out. So everybody take care, have a wicked awesome night and day. Peace be the journey. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't drink and drive. You might spill your drink, or you might kill yourself or somebody else. And drinking and driving is dumber than being a Yankees fan. And what's dumber than that is rooting for douchebags like Eli. Oh, I'm as good as Tom Brady, Manning, or men slapping women. Things like that are just plain stupid. I'm out of here. See y'all tomorrow. Like I said, have a wicked awesome night and day. Bye-bye. Bye.